What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, CEO, MTS Nutrition. Diet fears. Now, when you start a diet, there's a lot of things that go through your mind, whether you're a competitor or you're someone who just wants to get in shape, develop a healthy lifestyle, help stave off the risk of type 2 diabetes, etc., etc. Now, the bottom line is there are some risks to dieting and some fears from dieting that I think we all need to talk about. And this is something I want to bring up here, and maybe we could discuss in the comment section below, what issues you have when dieting, what goes through your mind, what fears do we have when dieting? And the bottom line is, I think a lot of us are worried about certain things that happen when you deprive yourself of calories. For example, binging. A lot of stories on the internet about people going into contest prep or dieting, and they just lose it, right? Their insatiable hunger for food when they're dieting, when they're hungry, will manifest itself in uncontrolled binging. I've heard stories from clients of eating literally loaves of bread. Seriously, loaves of bread. Who the hell eats loaves of bread? From eating ice cream, from just binging and binging and binging because there's insatiable, uncontrollable need for food. A lot of people don't talk about that when losing weight. That's why a lot of diets don't work. People just get really, really hungry. And one way to go about fixing that is to make sure you have very nutrient dense and filling foods. For example, if you were to eat broccoli, right? Broccoli will fill you up with very little calories. Take the same amount of calories from broccoli and switch it with rice or pasta. A lot more broccoli can be intake, and that'll fill you up more. Another thing is that us meatheads go through is losing muscle. Look, here's what I feel. I feel a lot of people lose a lot less muscle than they think they lose. What happens is you're fat and you think you have a lot more lean muscle mass than you actually have. So once you lose fat and your mass comes down, your intramuscular triglycerides go down as well, your body's not holding as much water, you're left with your lean body mass or your muscle. So you look less impressive in clothes. You might look better with your clothes off, with your abs showing and your veins and your chest. But let's say it's someone who's not that great a shape, someone who doesn't have that many years of training, someone who doesn't have that much lean mass. They're going to think they lost a bunch of muscle. My opinion is if you're fat, you're fat. And you should take pictures and ask the advice of others. A lot of people, in my opinion, think they lose think they lose muscle. When in reality, they just didn't have as much muscle when they started their diet as when they came off their diet. Because the fat came off, you weren't as big. Like you thought your fat to lean mass ratio was much different than it actually was. And that's all well and good, but it will do a Jedi mind trick to you. Another thing, you think about food too much. And I'm a victim. Look, I've done the fasting thing, and I still like fasting for 24 plus hours occasionally for health benefits. And also as a mind challenge. I think it challenges you mentally, which I think is good for you overall. However, if you're hungry, even if you say, everybody's like, well, you got to stay busy, stay active. Dude, if I'm hungry, it doesn't matter if I'm solving a jigsaw puzzle or playing chess. I cannot focus because I'm hungry. I can't get my mind off of it. So if you don't have a diet that you enjoy that addresses your hunger issues, it's going to be a huge issue. Another thing is energy issues. A lot of people have energy issues when they eat a certain way. When your body, for example, if you go on a lower carbohydrate diet, your body shifts from being carb adapted to fat adapted. Now, while doing that, your body goes through a transition of energy sources. So you're going to have energy issues. Also, if you get to extreme levels of leanness, I'll tell you a story. All right. I was trying to get down to 210 pounds just for health benefits, right? However, I didn't lose muscle. And so I was 216, and I'm literally walking around like a zombie, feeling like I felt when I used to compete. Now, you guys can tell I stay in pretty good shape year round, right? Like, I'm always lean. I'm always shredded, okay? That's just how I do. Now, imagine me 8 pounds lighter. Actually, 7 pounds lighter. I'm 223 now. I was 216 then, right? Imagine me 7 pounds lighter. Much leaner than I am now. The ab veins, still chilling, right? But even leaner. I felt like I did 2 weeks out from a show. Absolutely terrible. Terrible. So I raised my calories and here I am. But what I'm saying, guys, is that if you get really lean, you will have energy issues. And with that, especially if you're natural, if you're on TRT, HRT, or on androgens, you won't get this as much, but you still do. If your body is famine, I don't care what steroids you're on, you won't have a libido. You'll be able to get a boner, but you're gonna have a libido issues. You're not gonna wanna have sex. You're tired, you're hungry, you're hangry. So a lot of people have fears of libido, and rightfully so. Think about it from an evolutionary standpoint, right? You're in famine. You can't feed yourself. So why would, evolutionarily speaking, nature want you to be able to procreate, to reproduce, to have more offspring? The answer is it won't. So the bottom line is, what your body does is it's like, hey, time to go into famine mode. And that's exactly what happens. So when you're in famine mode, you have less libido. You might still be able to attain erection, but your body's going to naturally, evolutionarily speaking, decrease its urge to procreate because your body just sees famine. It doesn't know your bank account. Your body can't count your fucking zeros in your bank account. I got, my Bank of America account got 6 figures. That's so. It doesn't know that. Unhealthy habits. Look, at the end of the day, dieting in an extreme manner creates an unhealthy binge and starve type mentality where you are so focused on losing weight that the only thing you can think about is that light at the end of the tunnel. We're able to come out of that diet and eat whatever you want. Unfortunately, that is an extremely unhealthy mindset. So for those of you who get ready for shows, I want you to make sure that your mindset is on point where you won't have those issues. Keeping it off and adherence. This is my main issue with trendy diets, the keto diet, the carnivore diet. For some people who aren't doing it for altruistic reasons, the vegan diet, the vertical diet. I can go on and on and on and on, the Whole30 diet. You're not going to be able to adhere to that diet plan or those diet plans for years and years and years and years. You're going to be able to adhere to them for an amount of time, and let's say you lose your weight, you hit your goal. What's going to happen? Well, you're going to be like, man, fuck this. I'm eating me some pizza. I'm eating me some cookies. And it's been shown that not only is yo-yo dieting just as bad, it is worse for you than just being fat. Because your body's in a constant state of not knowing what the fuck to do. Your body likes homeostasis. Another thing is your body likes consistency, okay? So when you lose that weight, it's unhealthy, it's yo-yo diets, and your body does tend to have metabolic adaptation. So if to get to that low level of body fat, you adapt to that calorie level, instead of gradually increasing it, as I show you how to do it in the MASS diet, which is at www.massdiet.com, you spike your calories, right? What happens? Your body's gonna hold on to everything it fucking can because your metabolism has adapted to a certain level of being low. It's not metabolic damage, guys. Metabolic damage, I don't think exists. It's metabolic adaptation. What is metabolic adaptation? It's fucking metabolic damage, but I think it's a better word, okay? Metabolic adaptation is your body basically saying, okay, I'm gonna MacGyver this shit, right? I have 1,200 calories to live on, so I'm gonna figure out a way to survive on 1,200 calories. And that's exactly what your body does. So don't think for a second that being in a state where you're extremely low calorie, now here's the thing, low calorie diets and fasting and intermittent fasting and 1 meal a day, they will, in my opinion, and I don't have science to concretely back this up, they will increase your longevity. They might increase your lifespan. They might make you healthier. But who the fuck wants to live like that? I was watching a documentary on TV once. There's this guy who was dieting on 1,200 calories a day because of its longevity issues. And he said, it would suck if I died anyway, and I'm missing out on all that food. Bottom line is, yeah, it absolutely sucks. So if you are doing a lower calorie diet, be sure it's something you adhere to. And when you come off of it, be sure to gradually increase your calories, give your metabolism a chance to adapt or readapt to increase calories. Don't just go in and go from 1,200 calories to 4,000 calories and expect not to gain it all back really, really fast. Anyways, guys, that's my opinion on that topic. Look, I want what's best for you. At the end of the day, my diet fears are that you're not able to sustain it and keep the weight off. So whether you do keto, whether you do intermittent fasting, whether you do vegan, carnivore, whatever it is, make sure it's something you can live with long term that won't cause any unhealthy short-term effects on your body. Anyway, I'm Marc Lobliner. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and of course, buy yourself a delicious outright bar. And that's not a game.